Hi travelers, this is going to be your Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising video for July 2024. This is a general reading, so the messages will not resonate with everyone. Please check back to your Moon and Rising sign video. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can now find my reading packages in the About box section of my channel. And I have just noticed that the About box section has moved. If you're on desktop, go to where you see my custom link. Underneath my name is an arrow to the right. Click it. It's the same on handheld devices. And you will find my reading packages listed to include the number of minutes, the number of questions, and the delivery method. Simply email me at the address you see here on the screen, Hidden Lowe's Tarot, right there. I can't get my finger over there, right there. And say, for instance, Tara, I would like a 45-minute reading. I will promptly respond back to you with booking instructions and a payment link. My turnaround time is for producing personal readings is 48 to 72 hours after receiving payment and your responses to the booking instructions. I do not believe in making people wait. I have to write that down ever since I had my stroke because it's a lot of words and I have trouble, like general reading, going from an L, a word ending in L beginning with R. I don't know. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. If not, you can always reach out to me here at the email address and ask me questions. That's a better thing to do. So I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the Lavita Sibila for clarification, should I need, and we will wrap the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card. I haven't used him in a while. Let's turn the camera around. And this will be a 9-card spread. I've already done some premeditation and shuffling on your sun and glyph. This is Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And like I said, if this doesn't fit what's going on in your life, check back to your Moon and Rising sign video. I always like for you guys to see me shuffle the deck and deal the cards because I just do. Cut the deck. Here we go. 9 cards down. The Ace of Pentacles. And I think there's too much light coming in. So can you hold on a minute? And let me adjust my blinds. And my camera, my light. I think that's going to do it. I'm not sure. That's better. So, the first card down is Ace of Coins or Pentacles. I still say that's too much light, but anyway, I gotta figure out where it's coming from. Second card down is the Knight of Cups. I think it's coming from over there. The Queen of Pentacles. Second row, the Four of Wands. The Ten of Wands. The Six of Wands. The High Priestess. the Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. What is over the whole reading? The entire energy? The Hermit. Let me see what I have. In the spread itself, I have one major arcana card, the High Priestess. These are our spiritual lessons. I have 3 aces. I have 2 cups, 2 pentacles, 3 wands across the center, and 1 sword. Yes. And I will start with the center card, the 10 of Wands, because it's a 10. And everything is happening around the 10 of Wands. It's a 10, which implies a focus on completion of events. Before I start reading the cards, let me tell you how they're read. Past, present, future. Past, present, future. Interplay of the cards. And the 10 of Wands indicates that something has been a struggle for you. First, let me back up. Coins represent either finances or the doing of something. Third dimensional aspect. You have to work to make money, right? So it's doing something. Cups represent the emotional quotient, how you feel about the situation. Wands represent your focus, your passion, your determination. And the swords represent communications, thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, and ideas. So back to the 10 of Wands. Whatever the situation is, it's been a struggle for you, or it will be a struggle for you. This can be happening now. It could have happened last month, back in May. It could be happening out past July, maybe in August. It depends on where you are in the story. So I think this is a struggle either about property, moving, buying a house. But it's a 10, so it's completion of focus on events. And what that means is it's going to change into an Ace of Wands. So in effect, it's like having 4 aces in the deck. In the spread. But the card says maybe you are taking on more than you can chew, or more than you can handle. It may mean that you're doing work for somebody else. They can even be taking the credit. But when you take responsibilities from people, it causes them not to understand the cause and effect, the karma of it. So maybe taking on more than you can handle, or doing more than what's necessary. I don't look at the 10 of Wands as a burden card. To me, a burden is carried on one's back. And in this case, the guy is walking with all the wands in front of him. He's just trying to put one foot in front of the other to get where he's going. And you see there's a house located over there. So maybe if you're doing too much, you're going to have to learn to divide or separate or delegate out the work. That means dividing the 10 wands into 2 parcels so that you don't have so much to carry, and you can see where you're going. And that's what's happening around the whole, in the middle, in the center of the whole spread. That's where you are now. And I see up here, the top row, that there is an offer. Matter of fact, there's 2 offers for you. One is the aces are always representative of fresh new energies coming in. So this could be about a job. It could be about learning new skills. It could be about taking a different path. See the path there? So that's doing something new. Whether this is taking another job or change of direction, you're doing something new. It's backed up by this Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is usually seen as a potential love interest is coming to the fore. But I have to say that for me, Knights only bring about messages. He's carrying a cup and he has the wings of Mercury on his helmet and his feet. So he's bringing messages to you. But the feeling of the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, is that this is a hesitant message. He's not stepped over the water yet. So you might feel good about it, but you have your suspicions. That's the way I read that. And Knights always come to move a situation along. So this is some kind of message that is going to tempt you to make a move. But I can see here by this Queen of Pentacles, even though this is an Aries reading, the Queen of Pentacles can relate to your profession. So this will be somewhere like a cashier, a banker, an accountant, a financial advisor, a stockbroker, someplace where lots of money is changing hands. Sometimes related to property. So it could be like a real estate agent or an NGO, a non-governmental organization. But I see here that even though this offer comes and the message comes that tempts you to move, you decide to wait. Don't make a move. You're concentrating on what you should do. See, that too is a Ace of Pentacles. And it implies doing something new, like this one. So I can see you're sitting and you're thinking about what you should do, which is a good thing. On the second row, we have the Four of Wands. It's a 4, so that means it's a stable foundation. But it says that you should celebrate something that you have accomplished. Maybe with others or maybe by yourself. It can also say that maybe it's about a relationship that will take on deeper significance or a more of a committed relationship. I don't know if this is romantic or business related. Moving over to 6. It's a 6, so therefore it represents love, balance, and harmony. But this card, before it was a 6 of Wands, was a 5 of Wands. So that meant maybe there were arguments or somebody playing head games with you, fights, disagreements, within a work context usually, but not always. But the 6 of Wands says this is a victory card. You have overcome all the obstacles. And it says maybe you would get like a diploma, an award, a recognition of some sort of like in your work area. It says that you might get your name in the paper. You will be recognized for your efforts. And here we have another horse. So that tells me that at some point you're going to move along. You are going to move along. I don't know if this necessarily means you can buy a house or move to the property that you want, but it definitely implies a movement. However, see the people in the background? There are 5 wands there. So if somebody has been giving you real trouble, you should thank them. You don't have to go up to them and say thank you in person, but you thank them for giving you the opportunity to overcome whatever this is. Okay? Even the horse says, you didn't do this alone. Look at his face. He's kind of giving us the side eye. And then we come to this most peculiar High Priestess. She is a 2, and what 2s represent are choices, dualities, options, decisions, oppositions, like somebody being actively opposed against you about something, or you being opposed within yourself, being of 2 minds. It represents a crossroads. Now, looking at the past column, I read this as an opportunity to do something new. Maybe it is about a relationship becoming, having more significance and a longer commitment than you thought. But this card, the High Priestess, can sometimes represent a woman that you don't know anything about. You have your suspicions, or maybe she hasn't surfaced yet. And so the card says, use your intuition. Go within to suss out what is true for you. And she doesn't, a cool thing about the High Priestess is she doesn't always say anything, but she knows a lot. She's gathering information. She is a keeper of the library. See, she has a Torah on her lap, so she has lots of secrets. She doesn't always tell everybody what she knows. If she doesn't feel you're worthy, she won't tell you anything, but she keeps a lot of secrets. So maybe this is a female that hasn't surfaced yet. I have the Ace of Cups, and what it represents is the opportunity for a fresh new emotional start. It's the same cup that the Knight has offered. And that's why I say maybe you shouldn't make a move right now, because you have a decision to make. And when you are unemotional about your decisions, you tend to second guess yourself, to doubt, and sometimes to make a wrong decision. So I think it's wise that you sit still for a second. Sometimes the Ace of Cups is about a catharsis. Maybe you crying and relieving tension. You're getting fresh emotions. And finally, we come to the Ace of Swords, which is the most powerful ace of all the aces. And when it appears, it tells you that something is definitely going to change. It's inevitable. You can't change it. Sometimes 2 aces represent a marriage. Say the ring on the sword represents a traditional proposal. But it also talks about new ideas coming in. But it's a double-edged sword. So sometimes it can be about the excessive degree of everything. Worry, fear, anxiety. Perhaps miscommunication. And the overall energy is this Hermit, who is somewhat like the energy of the High Priestess, because it says, go within, contemplate, meditate, think about it, feel it out. Sometimes it represents isolation. See, he's standing on a mountaintop and he's studying what he should do. But the Hermit is not just a teacher, a scholar, he's also a teacher. That's why he holds a lamp in the dark, So someone can come to him and ask him, when you had this situation in your life before, what did you do? So he can show people the way in the dark by saying, this is what I did. You don't always have to do everything that everybody tells you, of course. You have to modify whatever your decision is to fit your situation and you personally. Interestingly, he is standing with a staff, which implies support. So I don't know if this means that you yourself have enough passion and courage to support yourself, or that you will stand on your convictions. Now I have two core cards, the Queen and the Knight, and I can't look at them as they relate to the three Aces and the three Wands. And I still think, following this sign, that you are hesitant about doing something. You find it not like an emotional conflict, but there's an undercurrent of that. Like you're just finding it difficult to do. Whatever this thing is, I don't know. So, we're going to look at I'm so glad I wrote out all my interpretations, because when I have my stroke, it's hard for me to remember everything. Let's look at the Ace of Pentacles and see what message it can bring us. Actually, it tells me nothing. And I think this is, like I said, about some type of either a home purchase or buying or renting or some kind of property. It's this right here in the house back here. I think that's what it is. Let's look at the Four of Wands. And that's the only one that you don't have is the Ace of Wands. But Four of Wands next to the Hermit tells of a very independent and creative individual who possesses the ability of self-expression. It denotes a decidedly individual person with a strong ability of self-expression, and depicts one who is very creative when alone, or who is a very individual person. That's why I told you I feel that you are in a way staying on your convictions, or you have enough strength to see the truth. And maybe alone. Let's go to the Six of Wands. I mean the 10 of Wands. Pentacles and Cups on all sides. I'll read that anyway. It is an indication that growth and prosperity are on their way into your life. Business ventures should be profitable. It tells you to prepare yourself to be calm and strong in the face of unexpected events, and that you are able to deal with them accordingly. It indicates a person who is burdened with worries and stress, and who is trying to do too much at once. You are warned of the difficulties which sometimes can be incurred by not fully recognizing your own limits. It tells that pride may be standing in the way of delegation if this is not addressed and the workload is not shared evenly. This may prove too much for you, leading to further duress. The Six of Wands. Next to the High Priestess, it indicates that a time is coming up where you may be intrigued and interested in the metaphysical and spiritual realm. It tells that it is important to seek out more knowledge of the metaphysical philosophy. It says, the Six of Wands implies that your successful endeavors will attract public attention of some kind, be in an article in the local paper or something more widespread. Public accolades will be yours and are well deserved. You could receive some great news that will enhance your victory. It indicates that there is good news or positive information on the way, and tells that success is near. If you have been awaiting news of a special project, the Six of Wands tells that the response will be a positive one. Now, even though I said this usually indicates a marriage, it can be a contractual issue, because that's what a marriage is, contract. It's basic principle. So this could be a contractual issue. Like I said, I think it's about a house move or buying property or selling property. Three Aces. The Ace of Cups. It's telling you that offer or a gift may be forthcoming in the near future. Activities regarding a present home, a new home, or making a new start is indicated by the Ace of Cups. Financial affairs will improve when the Ace of Cups appears in a reading. The Ace of Swords. That's always my favorite card because it's a very strong card. The Ace of Swords, you can be sure something is about to change which will have far-reaching consequences when the Ace of Swords appears, because it's a card of great force and power. But you may find yourself in a position of having to make a decision or take action under stressful circumstances. It's important that you keep your emotions in balance so that you can make the right decision. It implies that there has been a sense of fulfillment after a wise choice or decision has been made and has been a favorable outcome to a problem or dispute. It is telling you that if you want changes in your life, it is up to you to make them. And it implies a time of new beginnings and asks you to put the past behind you in order to be able to move forward toward a prosperous future. Three Aces tell of a legal action about a financial matter. So that's why I think it is telling you that you seriously need to go within. In some cases, I say that this may be a woman who hasn't surfaced yet. But reading this way, I think you should just concentrate on what you're feeling inside. What did your intuition tell you? I'm I don't usually like to pull cards on the High Priestess, but I want to see what she has to tell me, if anything. She keeps secrets, oftentimes even from me. Obviously, it represents a choice. Prigione. Like someone is stuck and can't move, or they are stalling. Pensiero, another card of meditation, thought. You have two of those things, cards that mean that same thing. So that's a third one. And the Vedovo, the widower. He doesn't always have to be a widower, but he can be someone that will take their support from you, and you're going to feel left out in the cold. So to me, that's an indication of something else going on under the surface. Like, why is he doing that? And why is he not moving? And what does he have to think about in order to make a decision that's going to affect you? Obviously, it's a man. There are three men in the card. And he doesn't have the emotional resources in order to, this card, he doesn't have the emotional resources in order to move himself out of the situation. Whatever it is. Let's pull a Golden Nostradamus card. $14. I want to say it's a treasure. Let me see. The coffer. Often riches go to people who can't understand their value. This card predicts earnings, treasures, sound investments, business deals that will be favored, or gather the fruits of seeds sown in the past. I have a hard time saying that. Business deals will be favored. Predicts earnings, treasures, and sound investments. The meaning, often riches go to people who can't understand its value. I suspect if you're waiting on news about some kind of legal or financial or business deal, you're going to hear very soon. I think within I can't give you a timing because I'm not sure on it. But you're going to hear some news that should make you pretty happy. Thank you so much, and I see you next time.